Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jerremy Newsome, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What is up? Woo! Pumped. Adam, what's going on, man? How are you? Tej, what's cracking? Sammy, Dan P, Chris West. Hey, bro. Darian says, J Bones. How's it going, man? Nitro. How are you? How are you? Adam, I did laugh at your message about you were excited that Matt followed you back. Bro, he'll follow you back. No worries. Just ask him. He'll follow you back, man. Jerry, how's it going? Glad you're here. All right. Daniel says, I'm here to soak up education. Let's go soak. Let's go soak it up. Craig Levine making some money today. Well done, Craig. Awesome, man. Very, very cool. All right. Chilling. Broader markets. That's what we have. We're still consolidating, which I like a lot. Again, we do need a bigger pullback. Everyone knows that. If you're playing the broader market, again, this is the SPY. If you have shares in like IRAs or big picture stuff or whatever, a pullback would be cool and still probably a good spot to get into some type of protection. RSI is plummeting, which is nice. So there is a little bit of divergence out there on RSI. However, we are resting, which allows it to go higher if it needs to. So some type of big dip would be nice, like something like this, and then just back off to the races is probably what I personally expect to occur at some point. We'll see. I don't really know the catalyst for it, but I'll day trade it when it happens, and it'll be a good time. So SPY inside new black crow candle today. Qs actually made a higher high and a higher low. Daniel says I've started selling some percentages of my 401k. All right, makes sense. Selling small pieces up here, especially if it's like a large cap fund or mid cap or something like that. So I totally understand. It is valid. It is valid to start locking in some gains and being smart with those positions. IWM, if you're an active trader of that, I know about 9 people now who are in some iron condors on the IWM, just letting that pay you while it trades sideways. And then here's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And this ETF is actually a little more bearish. Pretty strong bull candle yesterday, gap down, new black crow candle today. And you had some decent selling in the afternoon on the Dow ETF. It's kind of intriguing. So anyway, this is one of those that, you know, following a preset strategy would have kept you safe. Like if you're playing the Momo or something and you have a rule that says I can only play Momo in whatever direction it is on the 5-minute, that would have kept you safe from going long on the Dow Jones today. If that's the strategy that you have, which it can be, it's pretty easy strategy if you're a day trader. So anyway, that's cool. That's the Dow Jones. Awesome. Questions, concerns, thoughts, or oppositional viewpoints before we get into some individual stocks. And while you guys might be typing in some chats, I did have an interview with a trading hero of mine, Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends. The guy is a trading legend. And I liked it. I'm all fired up and I'm excited about life. And it's good. I really like his swing trading style. He's a pretty aggressive swing trader. I think we can all become a little bit more aggressive swing traders. I know I can be better. And that's what I'm going to keep striving for, is to become better and better at swing trading. Really just finding a great setup, finding a good chart, zooming into a smaller time frame, taking it with a little bit of a bigger position and just getting in, getting out, making money. A lot of you actually have been doing that the last 2 or 3 days on some of these hammer trade setups that we've set up, which is fantastic. And you played it a little bit different than I have, or some of you have, or some others might have, which is cool. Find your strategy, find what works for you. And remember, it's your account, it's your money. Go make money your way, right? Don't make money my way, make money your way. Find what works for you, find what you like, find what you enjoy, find what's simple and easy, and go crush it. Nitro, that one will be coming out probably on Sunday, either this Sunday or next Sunday. Yeah, man, you'll like it. It's cool. All right, here is APPN. So I know Laura is in APPN. This has earnings around the corner, and it's still in a downtrend right now. Doesn't mean you can't make money on it, but it does mean that the predominant trend is probably short, right? You got Momo bearish since April 2021. So Momo's never gone long on the weekly. Daily's been long for a while. Sorry, it's been short for a while on APPN. You're below long-term averages. You've closed below some support. So again, focusing on short trades on this one probably is best. Earnings is around the corner, and you most likely are going to want to protect yourself over earnings, just like Fastly. We talked about Fastly yesterday, the day before, and last week, and mentioned that to be bearish on it, there's zero reason to be bullish. And so if you got some puts to protect yourself, you're pretty happy about that on Fastly. And anyway, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. APPN, probably the same thing, right? It's most likely a good thing to be in some puts. Last time I set a trade up on this one was this day right here, and I missed a really good entry by about 2 nickels. Yeah, pretty tough. All right, APPN. Next on the list is Mattel. So Mattel doing Mattel things. I know a lot of you want to play this hammer right here. It is a nice hammer, but the size of this hammer is massive, especially on Mattel, which tells me I would want to buy it as low as possible rather than a breakout, because it's not really a momentum stock, right? It is Mattel. It's been around for an eternity, and it's been the exact same price since it was in 1998. AKA it's choppy, right? It's definitely choppy. It can trend. You can see some nice trends on it. It really, really can trend well. And you've had some decent trends in here, but for right now, if I were buying, if you didn't buy it off of this pullback at 1950, I'd set up this hammer and just do like a fourth, something like that. Just kind of play it a little bit aggressively. Yeah. Now on that side note, kind of listening to Brian and kind of getting some insight from him today, what he kind of does essentially is he'll go into, like, he'll see a good setup. So let's say this hammer from right here. So he'll see this hammer and go, okay, that's a great hammer. And he'll do a scan, and then he'll zoom in to a much smaller time frame for the next day. And this will be his swing trade, right? Like entry here, stop here, and he'll be in, right? So he's in, holding it, you know, so it's not specifically just a day trade, but like he'd get in and just exit, like, oh, I'm profitable, let me just get out and then move my stop to a place where I can't lose money. It's an interesting perspective. So like he'll set up a trade, see a great trade, get in, exit when it's profitable, and then put the stop where you can't lose and just try to protect his profits as much as he can. That's like his thing. So I want to practice that a little bit more for me. I do that already a lot, but you can always get better, right? He's been trading full time since 1998, which it's a lot. So I was 8 or 10 or something. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, Mattel, nothing exciting on that one. Schneider, SNDR. Nah. Truck and Company. Pam says, hello, everyone. What's up, champ? So Schneider, from the way I see it, this is a monthly chart. You're going to have a pretty easy setup. Buy down here, sell up here. That's it. We're in the middle of a support. If you want to buy a very, very small piece on this inside range, just in case, not a very expensive stock, probably one that you'd want to tiptoe in over time. Nothing that I'm blown away by. But yeah, buy low, sell high. It's in the middle. Let's just keep waiting on that one. TPH, Tri-Point Homes, new all-time high recently. Trend still looks good. I don't see much cause for pause. And my assumption would be just, if I'm playing this one, I'm probably looking at buying a pullback into here. Right around here, 22 or something like this. That'd be a really nice S curve. And yeah, that's where I would get in. If you're playing tri-point homes, if you're in shares right now, you most likely, my assumption is you're probably in a collar. I would assume if they have shares, my assumption is they do. Cool. That's really it on tri-point. Cake, cheesecake. Really good gap down back on July. Brett, what's up, bro? So good gap down on cheesecake. It had a really, really, really big run up, and this is a natural pullback, I think. We're on top of all kinds of long-term moving averages. You got the 100 on the monthly, you got the 200 on the weekly, and the daily chart is a pretty much nothing burger candle inside doji. So if you're looking at trading this one, what I would do if I were trading it, I would zoom in and watch for a gap up or a break above, and then just kind of trade it accordingly. See if I can catch a few points on the Cheesecake Factory for a bounce off of some major long-term averages, and just kind of get in and get out. Is it the highest probability trade? No, right now it is in a downtrend on the daily. If you need help verifying that, boom, there's your Momo. It's bearish right now. And on the weekly, it's also bearish. So you have two time frames that are like, yeah, overall trend is bearish. So if you don't want to go long, if it does pop, short the pullback, short the rip. Cheesecake. Man, I do love cheesecake. One of my main challenges when I eat cheesecake is not eating more cheesecake. That's like my number one challenge in life. Solar Edge. Beautiful gap. Pam has the same problem as me. I just love it. Solar Edge. This is a pretty good gap. Here's the weekly chart. I'm looking at this to get the overall trend. Wow, Solar Edge has gone from 70 to 360. What a volatile stock. Big double bottom on a weekly. It's random. Big double bottom on a weekly. Support resistance right around here. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't see anything else amazing other than that. I mean, pretty nice double bottom. It's a really good gap. Let's zoom into the daily chart, daily time frame. It is a gap and go. Best case would be a pullback back into here. I personally would plan on getting a little bit down here. Pretty pricey little stock. But let's zoom into the hourly chart. Hourly shaved top hammer. I do want that to be an upper shadow. Moving averages. It's not bad. It's okay. This is a gap that could fill, probably will. Let's give it a little bit more time. I'll put it on the list for Monday of next week. And next week I'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and hang out with you guys. All right, Solar Edge. Let's continue to keep an eye on it. I would like a pullback, but if it flag patterns long enough and starts bouncing, we could go long. It is a good gap. It is a gap and go. Speaking of gap and go, holy Moses, EXP World Holdings, gigantor gap. And what's beautiful is the estimate was 11 cents. They did a 24-cent share earnings. So they beat earnings pretty handily and they gapped up. I know a few of you have held this bag for, all the way since April. It's forever. April to August. Can you imagine? Whew. This is a very, very strong gap. It reminds me of TIGR here in May, and we did fill the gap. So this gap that we're experiencing is fillable. In fact, let me put this on the list for Monday of next week as well. It looks pretty cool down there. So back to EXPI. I do have an unlosable collar on this one. Don't mind getting called away at 47.50. I sent you guys all that video, so I think everyone knows about that trade now. And this is a very, very nice gap. It's going to probably take a little longer than you would expect to go higher, but I will plan pretty much to kind of like tiptoe into this one. Additionally, on some pullbacks. I had a trader ask me, like, what type of strategy should you do if you have a smaller account? This is probably one. This is a really well-priced stock, great gap, good trend, good volume, good earnings. I know exactly how they make money. They've had a split. I do think this gap can fill, so I'm not going to press it too hard, but it's nice. Like if you buy, let's say, 20 shares, and then 60 shares, and you have 100, and you start doing covered calls and just waiting until it goes higher, it's probably a good play on the EXPI if you have a smaller account. I like this one a lot. I do. We will be watching this one for a bit. And again, I'm in shares this one. I have a collar on it. Got in over here, wrote it up. Bought some back in here, DCA a little bit, got into an epic collar at the open of this day right here. And it's good. Good trade. Not a life-altering trade at all by any means, but not a loser. Okay, Roblox RBLX with a hammer. Very nice hammer, very nice double bottom, closed above the 100. So earnings on Roblox is around the corner. This is one of those stocks as well that I think you could probably have a decent position in, enough to do a covered call. From a technical standpoint, it looks pretty. Also from a fundamental standpoint, it's cool, but this is definitely a product that I know very well how they make money, and I think they could do a lot in the future. It could be kind of cool. Could easily get bought out by an Activision or Take-Two at some point if they wanted to. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be an unlosable trade, obviously. I'm just saying I would like it to pull back a little bit and then probably go higher. So Scott has at least 100 shares of Roblox and sold a $100 covered call for August. So he has sold a covered call and looks good. Darian says, up nicely on Roblox. I got in on the hammer. Beautiful. So our boy Darren played this guy right here, getting in at 77.54 and just riding up. Good trade, man. Solid job. It was a nice hammer. Or if you played this hammer, either one, whichever hammer you played. Both are cool. So that's Roblox. Thanks for letting us know your trading plan, Scott. And let's see what happens on earnings. PYCR, Paycor. I have a lot of people watching this one. This is a very, very pretty pennant pattern. I will watch this tomorrow morning. I will watch this. I'm going to have an alert on this one. Just a beautiful, beautiful pennant. Textbook. Yeah. It is. Is it too good to work? I don't know. Not necessarily. A lot of volume. It's nice. It's one of those where I'm willing to risk an R, Don't know what Paycor is specifically, but I've heard good things about it. And I have a friend who wants to be in and who likes this stock. Got on the list for the next few days. Let me go ahead and set an alert just to see if it can break above. And if it doesn't, that's fine. If it does, we'll see what it plays out. I'll watch it tomorrow just to see if it gaps. And for a swing trade, textbook, very, very nice pennant pattern. Yep. Lemonade. Going to go on my list tomorrow for a day trade. Bear gap and go, probably a one to short or buy puts at open and then cover relatively quickly. It's gapping down. Again, I'll see how it looks at open, but it looks real weak. Real weak. That is a pretty brutal gap. Now, I'm not saying it has to go to zero. I'm just saying it could go lower. This gap, yeah, that's a strong one. There have been plenty of strong gaps that have done absolutely nothing. Robert says, does anyone here use lemonade? I drink lemonade from time to time. It's rare. Justin Stork says he uses lemonade. Do you like it? What's your thoughts on it? Wage says Noom.com, company I work for, uses it. So we got a couple. We got some people who use it. All right. Not bad. Okay. Lemonade. Got it. Justin says, so far so good, simple, and feel like I'm not overspending. Cool, cool, cool. Well, this is a nice gap. Let's go make some bearish money on a day trade tomorrow and clean up. Peloton, still got this swing trade set up on Peloton. This is like the original. Haven't even changed it. So what I'm gonna do is just lower the entry to 123.36, making the risk reward a little bit better. And just hope and pray to God that it works. Just kidding. It either works or it doesn't. No big deal, but I will update that in the swing trade journal and pop that over here. Updated trade on Peloton. Justin uses it for rental insurance. There you go, man. Such a baller. Boy's got rental properties. All right, 8/4/2021, PTON, 123.36. Stop loss 116.50. Shares good based on a hammer. Open because not triggered yet. Okay. And that's essentially it on Peloton. Again, play this one like you guys have played the other ones, right? If it's up nicely and you want to capture some profit, or you want to zoom in to a little bit of a smaller time frame, watch it maybe above 121.22, the stop here at 117. You are definitely allowed to do that. It's gapping down a little bit pre-market, which, you know, I like. Hourly chart still just kind of hanging out. So Peloton's in a little bit of a chop fest right now for Momo, but you're just getting small paper cuts right now. When it breaks out, it'll be worth it. If it breaks out, which it should. Weekly chart looks like a nice inverted head and shoulders pattern. Jonathan says, what is your formula for what constitutes an official swing trade? No formula at all, man. Just a trade that looks good that I want to take. Yep. Probably has a hammer, some type of moving average, some type of candle pattern, something that looks cool. Earnings not close. AppLovin winning the ticker name. Morningstar reversal pattern, but earnings are just around the corner. No idea what this one's going to do. Robert wants to buy it just because of the name. Can't deny that. And yeah, I mean, it looks good. You had a gnarly gap down, very, very strong back here in July, June-ish area. That was a perfect gap and go. Really good breakdown there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a little bit of a consolidation. We can go lower. We can go higher. It's going to depend on earnings. I will look at it Tuesday of next week. Darian says Nitro should change his name to Stock Lovin'. Easy. Done. Simplest thing ever. All right. Next on the list, Traeger. Oh, no. We missed it by about 30 cents. That is kind of tough. That's a pretty tough miss. Really, really good setup. I feel like. Could I have set up better? The high of this candle is 24.25. Oh man, at least I didn't do that. At least I didn't set up at 25 and miss it by 2 pennies. Robert says, I tried to get $200 on the IPO and I got stiff armed. Man, oh man. That stinks. Well, we can't really keep that open, can we? It's already up an R. That would have been a really nice trade. Late. All right, well, we will cancel that order for right now. And just, I won't be able to make this official, but just watch this one. And if it still looks really good tomorrow, I can make it official. But it's worth watching for sure. Hammer's great. It's a great hammer. So if it breaks out, especially if it can consolidate, this one could keep going. On the breakout, I'd probably just wait for it to break out, or if it broke out, maybe retest 27, but certainly worth watching, I would feel like. Definitely one to have on your list. Nitro says amazing grills. I need to put that song on, Grills. Let me see your grill. All right, Robinhood, talk of the town. Robinhood, making some poor people rich. What a steam engine. This thing was an absolute beast today. And a lot of people made some money. I'm going to show you how Derek Washington played it in just a second. But I did do this put sale. That was a really profitable put sale. Sold it. It was like at 77, sold the 35 for August for $1.35. Your boy Tony sold like 7 or 8 of those, I think, or 10 or something. He made some good money on those put sales. So anyway, I've already bought that back, and I'm willing to now do 200, so 2 contracts at $1.35. So I have sold it and bought it back same day for a 50% capture. That's just my plan. Got to follow it. And if it can retest tomorrow, I do think this is some kind of wave 3. And based on today, I think Robinhood can absolutely go higher. Let's continue watching this one pretty much on a daily basis. If you're, this one could be a Momo candidate that you could watch. This thing's going to put in some work. Probably have a consolidation for a day or 2. This is how Yates and Craig and Derek and a few other traders played this. So here's the 5-minute chart. And we had a nice little run up, right? Halted. So it had 2 halts. Usually after the halt, it kind of calmed down and it rested. Robinhood put out a really funny notice. By the way, we're not the ones disallowing trading. Something to that extent. I forget the exact verbiage, but essentially, we are not the ones not letting you trade Robinhood today. Because they've obviously done that before, where they just allowed, good karma. Agreed. They only stopped GameStop. Yeah. Now, full disclosure, Robert Falco, I heard you made a grip on this one today. Heard you made a grip or 2. Falco says, I am 5 for 5 on Robinhood. Nice. Well done. Just YOLO'd the open. I like it. Do I have time to talk about the GE split? I'll put it on the list for tomorrow. It's not good news, but we'll look at it. So essentially, this is how Yates and Craig Levine and Derek Washington and probably a few other traders played Robinhood. Beautiful run up, nice consolidation. It consolidates, pull up the moving averages, and all it's doing is just resting. So we can see some support. We can see the trend. Entry here, stop losses down here, essentially. All right. And so you got filled, nice little consolidation, good compression. We know it's bullish. Very nice breakout there, right? Good breakout there. And then we'll retest some good volume. Inside candle, there's the retest of this breakout. Inside candle, another pop. So from here, you're probably increasing your stop loss a little bit, maybe even adding to your shares because it still looks like it's going to hold. Nice little candle. Again, good volume. Inside candle. Bang. Nice. So if you're in a position, you could sell some there. Probably what you would do. Sell a little bit. Increase your stop a little bit. Big. That's the selling candle. Everyone taking the profits. Inside candle. And then we do it again. 4 bull candles in a row. New highs. Sell the other third. Move your stop up to here. Probably. And then hold. Move the stop loss to here. So there's no way you can lose. And sell right there. The final third. So good job for those who trade it that way. Awesome stuff. Gorgeous looking play. Watch it the next 2 or 3 days, but do not miss whatever move is coming on Robinhood. I think it could hit 100 before September. And this gap will fill, but it'll probably be a while. Yeah, it'll probably be a little bit. The Robinhooders alone going to push this one up. VICI properties with definitely a nice hammer. Let me go look at the weekly. Yeah, VICI. Nice hammer, good volume. Very, very strong. Let me pull into the 30-minute chart to see where that's coming from. Yeah, just an active day in general. Just a really active day. So we had 3 traders ask about this one. What I would do is enter with half an hour here since the 100 is right in our face. The volume is really big. Let it pull back a little bit, add another half an hour, and then just have your stop loss there. Obviously, if this hammer gets taken out, yeah, look out below. So we will see on VICI and go from there. Looks cool. Nice support level. We'll find out what happens, if anything at all. And that's pretty much essentially VICI. ON had some questions about this one. Nice gap on Semiconductor Corporation. This is a gap that can absolutely fill. Probably will. It is a retest gap. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bull candles in a row. Nice gap on a weekly chart and monthly chart. So it's a strong one. No questions asked. Very, very powerful gap. Just look to buy the pullback. I wouldn't specifically short it, but probably stagger a pyramid somewhere in here. Something like that. If you're looking at playing ON Semiconductor, have some shares, be patient, let it do its thing. But in general, looks pretty good. You don't need to start doing more is publishing more ideas. I've been slacking on that for a while. Okay. All right. Jonathan says, I keep seeing stuff about pyramids, but don't know which video you have that explains them. Do me a favor, Jonathan, type in pyramids real life trading into YouTube and let me know what comes up. If you can't find it, I will be happy to send it to you. Okay. ON analysis from here. Solid gap. Make sure your pyramids are not upside down. It's truth. Did you find it? Can't publish this for you. That's a brief description. Huh. I like the trends. Good volume. Nice gap on a weekly, daily, and monthly. Jonathan found it. Boom, bro. Get it. Snag it, my man. You will enjoy. So anyway, that's kind of the analysis on ON. Dope. I'm not going to personally take that trade. Just doing the analysis for whoever requested it. First Solar FSLR. Edward's got a covered call at 100 and he's just sitting back, relaxed, and enjoying his time. Time ticking away. Weekly chart, long terms, still just slowly grinding higher. Monthly looks really cute. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous hammer from May. Very, very nice. Talk about a perfect hammer. Zoop. Let's zoom into that. Look at this beauty. What a beaut. I love monthly hammers too. I just love them. All right, so First Solar. Darian says retest the double bottom. Yeah, man, just clean. Clean on the inside, clean on the outside. Wicked everyone out and then just crushed. Yeah. So anyway, that's why Edward's in. That's why he's in some positions, got a covered call. And sit back, relax, and waiting. Fastly. Did you guys get the tip that I was pretty bearish on Fastly over earnings last 3 days? Hope so. Yeah. Just nothing good about Fastly. Robert says this is what it needs to capitulate. If it's going to, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a fear coming in. This could happen. So what we're doing now is retesting the old resistance, new support in here. Yep, big drop off, come back into support. So yeah, if it's going to go bullish, this is going to be a gap down. It's going to scare some people. Obviously, I probably will look to fade it tomorrow on a bullish day trade. I'll put it on the list. I don't have to. But I could definitely be talked into it. And yeah, just getting absolutely horse pummeled in this one. Fastly going from 130 to 30, essentially. So if you ever want a story about, you know, buying up there and selling down there, don't do that. Matt says, does Matt DeLong still like it? I actually don't know. I'm not sure. I do know that Fastly Momo has been awesome for the bear trades. Been bearish on the 78-minute and the daily for quite some time. It was only bullish for a very short period of time and trade up into that 100. Daniel says, I sold it when it retested that bearish gap back over here. Smarts. This one, boom. Gap fill. Wise plan, sir. Wise plan. So yeah, Fastly team, it'll be really interesting tomorrow. I know a lot of you are bag holding. I just hope you bought some protection over earnings. If you did, probably most likely you're going to be selling those puts tomorrow around open for a gain, unless you want to just leave your puts alone and just see what happens on the stock. And it just depends on if you want to sell your shares at a loss or not, right? So if you bought, let's just say a $45 put and your cost average is 80, you don't necessarily want to sell your shares there unless you want to cut it and you can take the loss, right? But if you did buy that put, this will help at least offset that loss. Sell the put, make some cash, maybe buy 3 or 4 more shares, or maybe not. Will the stock just go to zero? I don't know. I'd be surprised if it does. It could. It's possible. Definitely a breakable basket. It could happen. We will see. But with Fastly as low as it is, I'll be really excited for Momo to go long at some point, because down here around 30, I mean, from 30 to 50 would be a big gain. So I will be watching it for some advantages, just like in here. I mean, this was also very fun, 40 to 60, you know. MRVI was requested. MRVI Life Sciences. So if you played the pullback off of this 100 simple, I analyzed this one, I believe, on this day right here. That was pretty much my analysis. Old resistance, new support, breaking out, retest gap, double bottom, 100 SMA, buy the dip. Bow. dip buy, and just move your stop. Woo! So if you played that one, congrats. I did not. I'm not in that trade. But if you're not in, you are chasing it right now. It is in a nice trend. Earnings are days away. Let's see what happens on earnings before we do anything too cray-cray on this one. I will put on the list for Monday, and we'll see if we can start pulling back. Ria says earnings are Tuesday. Got it. I mean, I would love like a slowdown and a rest. This to me looks like a wave 3. Looks really powerful. I like it. I'm a fan. CHWY. We got back into CHWY on a swing trade. Let's see if we can hit our target. Some of you sold today and played a little bit more of an aggressive trade, which is perfect. I mean, I like that a lot. All right, so if we're zooming into a smaller time frame, some of you played the smaller time frames in here. That's pretty much it. I mean, it made a higher high than where it did the other day. We missed our target just by pennies right here, literally like 8 cents. And then got stopped out, wicked out really, and set that trade up again. So let's see if we can get that R back. Would be best case scenario on CHWY. Zoom, same thing. Have a lot of people in Zoom. So I'm in Zoom as well. And let's see if we can hit 406.52. That'd be cool if it does. Don't know if it does, but I think eventually will. I'm in it. I like this moving average curve. I like the moving averages in general. Weekly chart looks pretty. Zoom looks like it could come back alive. Momo is bullish on a weekly and daily and the 78-minute. Thus why I'm in long. And let's see what we get. Best of luck. Zoom is strong. Zeus says, I have to go, but can you put overstock tomorrow? Of course, bro. Just for you, man. Gotcha. All right. So this is DermTech DMTK with earnings gapping up, not doing anything right now. So DMTK hanging out. Pretty flat. I mean, really flat. Had just a miraculous run up and then stopped moving. Pretty much dead for a little bit. This run up was all kinds of fun. Remember that one, Wage? Random stock that just was tripling every day, but that was a good time. So DMTK, DermTech, if I were looking at playing it, I'd probably look and wait for a buy around 22. They had, it looks like, okay earnings. Estimated, reported. So negative 53, negative 43. So they're losing, I guess, a little bit less money. They keep beating estimates a smidge. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to wait on this one. I don't see anything that looks amazing right now. Just keep waiting on DermTech. ARLO had a gap up that really, in my opinion, should not have filled as fast as it did on July 15th. Now we're consolidating again. It was just kind of like a random overnight, just huge run up. Went all the way up to 801, opened pretty much like a non-existent flat and just filled the gap immediately. Not the greatest of signs, I don't think. But Arlo, I mean, it's a home technology company, essentially. I think it could get bought out by Ring Central, although I don't know what they would necessarily need it for. Maybe their customers or something, but it wouldn't be a lot. Resistance at 5. Monthly chart hanging out. Daily chart really sideways. Earnings doesn't look like anything is happening on earnings. Yawn City on Arlo. ROKU. All right, ROKU is gapping down. And looks like this thing could easily go lower tomorrow. That is a very good gap and go on the downside. Not surprising though. Jose says, my dog is called Arlo and was just looking for Jeremy. That's awesome. That's so fun. Christopher says, this looks like a bull put spread candidates. I agree. Just let it come down a little bit more. This is a strong gap, man. Strong gap. Taking out this guy, taking out this guy, taking out this candle, right? It already traded down to from support all the way back up to resistance. I'm a fan, but I think it's going to sell off a little bit down into probably 360-ish anyway. Worst case scenario. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow, but I think it could get some selling. So anyway, long story short, yeah, absolutely. You could do a bull put spread, but also consider a bear call spread because this is going to be a gap and go. Maybe do an iron condor. Look around, just don't do it aggressively because yeah, this is a nice gap. I will watch it tomorrow. We will see how we play it, if at all. And let's see what it does. And if you missed all of this ride up, you know, this poultry 64%, let's see if we can catch it on the downside. At least Momo was short going into earnings. So you wouldn't been in long at all. You did ride up this little move right here. So that was cool. Some of you wrote it up and just exited automatically up there. So that's kind of nice. All right. MELI, MELI. Ooh, that gap's gone tomorrow if it opens here. Heavens to Betsy. I'm gonna have to buy some shares. That is a ridiculous gap. So good. Very, very strong. Could even put in a few limit buys post-market at 1600 to see if it pulls back. Plus, MELI is a good company long-term anyway. They do a lot of good things for a lot of good people in a lot of great places. Stock has just been absolutely on a tear and has not stopped. But yeah, looks pretty good. EA Sports. It's gapping up a little bit. Pretty good resistance. Right, so right where it's at, it's gapping up. It probably opens, throws an upper shadow, fades, and it's kind of like a non-event. I don't have any position on this one, but long-term, nice higher low. Right, so higher lows are being made, higher lows are being made. Eventually, it could break out. And we could really run. It's an okay gap. I'm probably not going to do anything with it tomorrow, but if it gaps up, pulls back, buy the dip. Probably a bull put spread, maybe an iron condor candidate. If you have some shares, definitely a collar would be nice. Coinbase, still buyable, still worth accumulating, in my opinion. Their earnings are strong. Pam says earnings tomorrow. I think they were tonight. Yep, I think that's why they're right now they're gapping up about 4.5%. I think that they are released on EA. Yep, my pleasure. Super welcome. So Coinbase trading sideways. It's worth accumulation down here. Again, maybe you can pick up 2-3 shares. Doesn't have to be a huge position. I add to my position a little bit today, and just accumulating really. So we'll see. Buy low, sell high. It's a company that we know, use, like, understand, and know exactly how they make money, I think. So we'll find out. Yes. All right, that's Coinbase. Next on the list, Hewlett Packard, HPQ. So gapping up some. Nothing crazy or insane. We do have the option on this trade. Was down on it a little bit today. We're up on it overall. And we're up between Unity Software and HPQ. So we're in both of them as far as the weekly options newsletter. And my assumption is, I guess we can just keep holding. If you want to exit, take your profit, buy. I mean, by every means can. I wanted to, right? We ran to the 50 today. And we ran to the 10, the 20. So there are some resistance levels. I don't think we have that much time to hold HPQ. So I'll probably get out tomorrow for a small win. Earnings are a little bit farther away. on Hewlett Packard, and Unity at one point was up today. So if we pull up Unity software, decent bullish looking candle came in. So we should be up on both those weekly option newsletters. So again, if you want to stack a win across both, you're looking at around an hour and a half at least. And that's worth it sometimes. I do have shares and calls on Unity. I have a covered call at 120 for August. I have 134 shares, I think. I've been accumulating this one, so nothing too crazy. Sammy says earnings on Coinbase are August 10th. Cool, cool, cool. Derek says he's doing the same, accumulating on Unity software. Nice, nice. So we'll see. I mean, I'm okay with this one to wait a while, but I have no problem getting called away at 120. We'll see what happens on earnings. And if I don't get called away, great. And if I do, I guess equally fun. Under Armour, this was a official swing trade that we set up, and I'm so sorry that we missed it. Great gap today. Really nice day trade. I'll leave it open just in case, but I think Under Armour is going to slowly start coming back to life. This is a really cool looking chart on a weekly. We just got to get above that 100 on a monthly, and then, wow, guys, this could be a strong recovery. So I'm going to be keeping Under Armour on my list for sure. This is powerful move. Nice gap. Definitely a wave 3. 1, 2, 3. So 4, 5. We will find out what we get on UAA, but we'll leave it open for right now. And then AMD, folks, making a few of you out there millionaires. Congrats. Got another liquid 6-figure added to the club today, all thanks to AMD. It's pretty awesome. So that trader had some shares that they've been accumulating for a while and some call options they've been accumulating for a while. Some leaps, all the things. Awesome, awesome. So cool to see that. Just a rocket ship. I had to put this in my list today or on my chart. Not allowed to short AMD. Yeah, that was because I shorted it yesterday and lost very, very small, but I just felt like it was so high and I'm glad I didn't short it. Nice looking trend, perfect hammer on the 5-minute chart. $118 a share. It got over 100. You guys can all leave me alone now, which is nice. And just beautiful. I mean, this is a wave 3. And remember, 2 or 3 days ago, back when it was at 100, a lot of you were asking, is this the breakout? Do you guys remember what I said? Well, I can always pull up the recording later if you guys need it to, but this was like absolutely 100% without question, guaranteed. This is the breakout. Be long. Be long. This is the breakout. Don't do covered calls because it's breaking out of a distribution phase. They had great earnings. Everyone uses them. Look how many beats they had in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They consolidated, good trends, all the things. Right, broke out of the all-time high back at 50 of last year, so just crushing. $5 stock through a $2 stock back in 2016. So gorgeous breakout just a few days ago. I mean, guys, it doesn't look like a lot, but this is those opportunities where you can make so much money in stocks. I mean, just so much. All kinds. I mean, have you guys been looking at this AMD channel? We got R's and R's and R's and R's over here. It's so fun. Ross says, thanks for making me hold, not move my target. 1.7 R's on the day, 3 R's, 4 R's on AMD this month. Killer job. Yeah, ridiculous up in here. Some great trading. I love looking at you guys' charts. Let's go look at Ross's chart really quick. I feel like I'm the only person that doesn't use volume profiles anymore. Let's do it in my head. Nice. Yeah, nice breakout. Cool. Very, very cool. Go get it. Awesome. And then here's Tesla. TSLA. And the day trade of the day was on Tesla. And this was my setup. Type in a 4 to the chat pane if you can see a gorgeous, perfect, sensational, lovely hammer. That was it. That's what I played. Entry, stop loss, essentially, and sell there. Bang. Nothing needed other than candles. Candles was it. Still got it. Great trade. Raytheon played that one. Awesome. Yeah, it was a beautiful day trade. Nice one in some R's. And we're just hanging out on Tesla. So again, it can easily dip. We can easily pull back into some support. It's still viable if it does that, but I would love it if it can trade sideways a little bit. I also like the fact that it made a higher high and a higher low today. Volume declines. I'll be continually keeping my eyes on bullish Tesla trades, day trades for a while, but I'm in everything and anything that can go up on Tesla. I got it. So let's find out what we get. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what's on the list for tomorrow so far. What else would you like me to put on this list? Garmin, TXT, RTX, and Virgin Galactic, with Ethereum, Ozone, Amwell, SWBI, BNGO, APH, UPST, Boeing, Roku, Square, Snapchat, Activision, Disney, PayPal, Upwork. Okay. I'll do that. I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same place. And until then, love life, and trade. You guys rock. Goodbye.